First off, I want to thank all the members for their support and all the patrons for their support. Thank you. This wouldn't be possible without your help. Thank you. Cool. All right, let's get started. Lately I've been going through a warm-up routine that I think might be helpful to you. I play scales. I open my case. I go through the process of motivating myself, and then I'm getting, ready. I open my case. I get everything ready. So that takes a little while. But after that, when I'm finally ready to go, the first thing I do, I actually play scales. And let me tell you why. Scales are like a perfect medicine for any musician, but especially for string players, violinists specifically, in our case. Because, well, there's a huge list of reasons why playing scales is a really good idea. And I'm not going to list them all here. The list is going to be long. It will make this video unnecessarily too long. So to save everybody a little bit of time, I'm going to cut to the chase and actually play a few things. So we're going to begin with G major 3-octave scale. This is from the Hrimaly book. Let me show you the book. This is the book. Okay, it looks like this. You can get it for free on IMSLP or other online places because it's out of it's in public domain, it's out of copyright, so anybody can use it and enjoy it. I'm on the last page of this particular book. It's page 38, and I'm playing G major 3-octave scale for you. It's the first scale we're gonna do. All right, let's check it out. So after doing this, I don't actually use a metronome for this. You can if you want. You can go 60, 90, 120, 150, whatever. But I feel like it's overkill for me. I'm fine without the metronome. But I do this. I start slow, then I go a little faster, a little faster, a little faster, and that usually takes care of it. So it's not an exact science for me personally. You may be different. You might really like to be precise and use the metronome. That's cool. So there's really no it's a personal preference thing. Okay, so after doing some legato work, then I begin with separate bows. This helps me with synchronizing left hand with my bow arm a little bit, so that's pretty good routine to try. Then you can try different bowings. So I'll just do a few of those. That's usually enough. Depending on how much time I have, I might do a few more things to kind of, mix things up a little bit. Depends on the time. So if I'm trying to be pretty concise in 10-minute time, I move on. Now up next, arpeggios. And so here, let me explain something here. In the book, he gives us 4-octave arpeggios. I'm not sure why. I don't understand why he decided to do 4-octave arpeggios. Here, there's only 2 arpeggios. but he's doing 4 octave. Okay, but I'll show you both ways. You can do 3 octave and 4 octave. So let's check it out. This is a 3 octave. I'm playing just 3 slurred, but then I usually speed it up and play it with 9 slurred, like this. That's it. So if you only want to play 3 octave scale and arpeggio, that's it, you're done. And again, you can also apply similar tactic here as well. You can play arpeggios with separate bows, like I did just a few minutes ago. But if you don't, then that's fine too. Usually that's good enough. Okay, now, if you want to challenge yourself and actually play the 4 octave scales, like he gives us in the book, well, a few things. Number one, there's some mistakes in my score. I don't know, maybe you have the same problem in your score, so I had to go in there and fix it. So I will post what I did on my Patreon page for you guys to see. So those who subscribe to my Patreon page will be able to see this, my corrections of the book. So basically my version, it will be posted in the PDF. So link will be down below. Check it out. These are 4 octave arpeggios. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna repeat myself again. I think most people don't need this, don't need to play the 4 octaves. Unless you have aspirations to play Paganini Capricci and you're just really advanced upper level student, then okay, cool. Well, if you are, then you're not gonna be playing this book anyway. You will probably play Carl Flesch. So this brings us to the next scale, C major. Quick word, why did I start with G major? G major, in my opinion, is much easier, much friendlier scale for most violinists to start the 3 octave scale journey. I wouldn't start with C major. He writes C major first one in the book, in the section. If you look through the book, you'll see that on page 33, the first scale is C major. I wouldn't actually suggest starting with a C major. I would start with G major. I know, a little counterintuitive, but hopefully your teacher will explain why. It's just more violin friendly. But the second scale is indeed C major. So this is a 3 octave C major scale. Let's check it out. Let's try this now, separate bows. So, cool, I think I'm ready to do the arpeggios now. C major, 3 octave arpeggios. Here we go. So this way we already covered 2 scales, G major and C major, both 3 octave scales. Now let's move on to the A major, 3 sharps. We have to go to, again, the back of the book, page 37. That brings us to the A major scale. Here we go, let's check it out. Let's try now separate bows. And now let's do the arpeggio. First, we're going to do the 3-octave arpeggio, and then I'll show you how to do the 4-octave arpeggios. So again, in the book, he printed, I don't know, he or his editor, publisher, whatever, it's supposed to be a 3-octave ordeal, but the arpeggios are 4 octaves here. Don't ask me why. Anyway, again, I will post my notes on Patreon for you guys to see, so you can see what I'm doing, what position I'm shifting to, the fingering, everything. So that was 4-octave, and now let's do the 3-octave. So that's that. So this way we've covered G major, C major, and A major. Let's do one more and we're done. F major scale. This, again, is one of the trickiest scales on violin. Not because of the pitch, but because of how high it goes, how high it begins and how high it goes. So you'll see in a second. It's on page 33 of my book. Let's check it out. Same thing here. You can do slowly, 4 note slurred, then 12 note, then 24, 68, so on and so forth. Let's do this also separate bows. Cool. Now let's do arpeggios. So again, play separate bows, play 3 slurred, play 9 slurred, 6 slurred. You really have a lot of choices here to try and customize the scale to your needs, to your likes, to your preferences. I don't like the idea of everybody playing exactly the same thing, exactly, cookie cutter approach for everybody. The point of the scale is to warm you up, to get you going, to get you, to get the intonation right, to get your fingers warmed up, to get everything in the right places, so to speak, and get you ready for the day so you can tackle, more interesting projects. And that is, I think, in my opinion, the perfect idea for playing scales. This is what I do. And I'm gonna dive deep into each of these scales individually on my Patreon and also on my YouTube membership page. So I encourage you guys to sign up and check it out and support my channel. That would be really awesome, and I hope to see you there. Without your support, I'm not sure I will be continuing. Thank you very much. Thank you.